to his outside in the number 75, Peter Fecteau from Morrisville, Vermont. The number 1 is driven by Red Mead. The number 86, Dennis Demers. And the number 14, Phil Scott out of Morrisville, Vermont. Great to have the late model division from the International Series. Great concept. From the American Canadian Tour, 7-race series, $10,000 point fund. And they are making their stop at the Beech Ridge Motor Speedway this evening. Flagman Eddie Walsh gives the drivers the all clear as they work the backstretch down to turn number 3. Ask them to pick it up in turn 4, looking for green, and we have it kind of a slow start out of turn number 4. The number 79, Jim Mason to the outside. Doug Hoare in the number 46 will show the way. Current point leader in this International Series, Doug Hoare out of Colchester, Vermont. Now up the inside, the number 45, Brian Hoare. Father team shows the way here in heat number 1, and they are the point leaders. Currently, Doug Hoare in the number 46. Son Brian in the number 45, the point leaders, and they go 1 and 2 in the first qualifier on the International Series. Back in the 3rd place position comes Peter Fecteau. Peter Fecteau now with a lot of pressure from the number 86. The 86 driven by Dennis Demers out of Shelburne, Vermont. Rounding out the top 5, Pat Corbett out of Williamstown, Vermont, your 5th place competitor. This division very much like our own Super Sportsman division, and I think you'll see a number of these competitors also compete for the Coors Light Super Sportsman 100. Flagman Eddie Walsh will give him the halfway now. It will be 5 down, 5 to go. Battle is for the 3rd place position. The number 75, Peter Fecteau, with a lot of pressure now from the 86 of Dennis Demers. Demers gets it a little sideways on the backstretch, has to back out of it just a little bit. Breakaway by the father-son team. Once again, your leader in the number 46, Doug Hoare. In the number 45, Brian Hoare, both out of Colchester, Vermont. Continues to be a 2-car battle as we come to 2 flags. Battle shaping up for that 5th place position now in the number 5, Pat Corbett. Corbett taking over position number 4 from the low side. Father-son team all by themselves at the front. We'll see the white flag come out this time. They are in their last lap. Things tighten up from position 3 on back. Many of these drivers making their 2nd visit to the Beech Ridge Motor Speedway. Once again, all of these drivers out of the Green Mountain State. Checkered flag in the air. The number 46, Doug Hoare, followed by son Brian in the number 45. Then it is Peter Fecteau, the number 5, Pat Corbett, and in the 5th place position, in the number 86, Dennis Demers. The 0 is driven by Brent Dragon out of Milton, Vermont, son of Beaver Dragon. In the double 0, Steve Miller. And rounding out heat number 2, the number 51, Dave Simpson out of Barrie, Vermont. Once again, International Series of the American Canadian Tour making their stop at the Beech Ridge Motor Speedway. Qualifying heat number 2, 10 laps on tap. Flagman Eddie Walsh gives the drivers the all clear one more time as they work down into turn number 3. Pace car on the infield pit road. Flagman says, hold it even, we have green. Sideways for the number 91. Bill Fountain does a nice job of hanging on to the 91, but he has to back out of it just a little bit, straighten things out. Your leader in the number 31, Lance Farrow. On the move on the outside now. Side-by-side battle for third, the number 76, Steve Renaudet, with a strong challenge from the number 25 up the inside. That's Dave Whitcomb out of Essex Junction, Vermont, now in fourth place position. And in fifth, Tom Tiller also out of Essex Junction. On the move, Brent Dragon in the zero. Cars sideways in turn number 2. 3 cars tangled coming out of turn 2, starting down the backstretch, and that will put the field under caution. The American Canadian Tour and our super sportsman. Right now, we're ready to get it back to green flag racing. 2 laps down. Eddie Walsh looks him over at turn 4. Green is out. The number 91 from the inside with a slight advantage. 91 driven by Bill Fountain out of Plattsburgh, New York. As the number 31 Lance Furno in second. Then comes the zero of Brent Dragon. Once again, Brent Dragon, son of Beaver Dragon, regular on the American Canadian Tour Series. And of course, one of the all-time veteran class late model contenders out of the Northeast. Bill Fountain trying to break away just a little bit. Flagman indicates it will be the halfway point next time by. Bill Fountain with about a 3 to 4 car length advantage over the number 31 of Lance Furno. Then comes Brent Dragon in the third place position. He is followed by John Paul Sear out of Milton, Vermont in the number 32. Spin in turn 2, the number 51. 51 is driven by Dave Simpson out of Barrie, Vermont, and once again, that will require the caution flag. Order your tape tonight. Save 60%. Right now, we're ready to get it back to green flag at turn 4. Green is out. Number 91 sideways once again. Bill Fountain doing a nice job of hanging on to the number 91 and the point, but now we have a side-by-side battle for second. Brent Dragon on the inside now with a challenge for that runner-up position as he works beneath the number 31 of Lance Furno, takes over the runner-up position. Double zero of Steve Miller goes fourth. Battle shaping up for the fifth place position. The number 32 is driven by John Paul Sear. And to his outside, Tom Tiller in the number 77. Starter indicates 2 laps to go this time by. White flag in the air for the 91 of Bill Fountain. They are in their last lap. Brent Dragon trying to reel in race leader Bill Fountain. Seems to be unable to close it to within more than about 3 car lengths. And of course, time is running out as the checkered flag is in the air. Bill Fountain, followed by Brent Dragon, the 31 of Lance Furno, double zero of Steve Miller, and the number 32 of John Paul Sear. The 92 was driven by Andy Gayu. Ryan Shepard in the number 34. Donnie Whitten in the 83. The 98 is driven by Dave Jackson. And the number 19, Jackie Roussel. Heat number 1 for the Limited Sportsman Division. Once again, our sponsor tonight, Cumberland and York Distributors. Serving the Cumberland and York County areas since 1947, and of course distributors of Coors, Coors Light, Coors Extra Gold beers. Coors Brewery, largest single brewery in the world, and Coors of course has been number 1 since 1873. So nice to have the folks from Cumberland and York Distributors back with us for 1993. Right now, Flagman Eddie Walsh says we're all set. We look for green at turn number 4. We have it. Gordon Nelson in the number 61 will show the way. Right up the inside, David Raymond will take over the runner-up position. Jim Shaw to the third place position with a challenge now from Don Tapley in the 15. Kirk Bean looking for racing room down low in the number 42. Farther up the inside by Dennis Featherson. Featherson sideways out of turn number 4 does a nice job of hanging on it. Works now to the inside of the 16 of Jim Shaw. On the move, on the outside, Beaver Norton in the number 38. Donnie Morse looking for racing room down low. They look to go 3 wide out of turn number 4. Beaver Norton backs out of it just a little bit. Norton, of course, feature winner at the Oxford Plains Speedway in this limited division on Thursday night. Now it's 3 wide down the backstretch into turn number 3. Beaver Norton between cars. Whoa! Somehow they carry that off. Nice job, Beaver Norton, Robert Bodwell, and Jim Shaw do it 3 wide. And it is a tough way to go. Meanwhile, back up front, Gordon Nelson, your leader. David Raymond trying to reel in the number 61. Goes way wide out of turn number 4. Problems on the number 3 as he is off the pace and evidently headed on a pit road. Well, that gives some breathing room to veteran Gordon Nelson. Has the point to himself. Back in second, Don Tapley in the number 15. It is Kurt Bean in the number 42. A lot of pressure now from Donnie Morse in the number 75. Morse looking for room beneath the number 42. Beaver Norton up to 5th place now. Very competitive limited sportsman division here at the Beech Ridge Motor Speedway. We have only had 1 repeat winner in a limited sportsman main event. 10 different winners. I guess 11 now, counting Thursday night's race. 11 different feature winners in this very competitive division. Flagman Eddie Walsh shows them the crossed flags. We are at the halfway point of this 15-lap qualifier. 8 down and 7 to go. Beaver Norton trying to make time on the outside. Robert Bodwell takes advantage of that as he goes to the inside of the number 38, and they go at it side by side for position number 5. Battle is for 5th. Couple of feature winners already here in 1993. Robert Bodwell in the number 56. Young Beaver Norton in the number 38. Donnie Morse now gets beneath the number 42 and just runs out of room as Kirk Bean closes the door down in turn number 1. Beaver Norton continues to work to the outside of the number 56 of Robert Bodwell. Donnie Morse continues to work over the back bumper of the number 42, trying to find room beneath the 42. Thus far, now he's trying it again down into turn number 3. Kurt Bean right down on the rail. Donnie Morse in the speed bumps. Robert Bodwell now going to try it in the outside groove as Beaver Norton and Bodwell trade positions. High side to the low side. Starter indicates 2 laps to go this time by. Gordon Nelson by himself at the point. Don Tapley by himself in second, but things heat up from position 3 on. Kurt Bean with a lot of pressure from Donnie Morse. White flag is out there in their last lap. 4-way battle shaping up for that 3rd place position. Here comes Donnie Morse up the outside. Will he have time? Takes a look to the outside of the number 42. Beaver Norton goes to the low side. Here comes Morse to the outside of the 42. Checkered flag is down. Gordon Nelson, the winner. Don Tapley. Here they come for 3rd. Kurt Bean going to hang on with Donnie Morse, Beaver Norton, and Robert Bodwell. In the number 55, young Todd Fitz. Next on the grid in the 08 Alton Reserve, the number 12, Tim Gendron. Dave Langless in the number 93. Dennis Quinn in the 06. The 92 Rookie of the Year in this division, Steve Berry Jr. in the number 7. To his outside, the two-time winner, the only two-time winner in this division, Jeff Morgan in the number 70. The 0 is driven by Wayne Whitten. The 94, Dennis Hall. Mike Field up into second place in the point standing in the number 88. And current point leader in the number 39, Dwight Shepard. These are your high point men in the Limited Sportsman division. 15 laps on tap. Starter Eddie Walsh gives the drivers the all clear as they glance back to the flag stand. Chuck Willoughby and Wayne Poland bring the field to turn number 4. We look for green. We have it. Chuck Willoughby from the inside takes him across the stripe down into turn number 1. Wayne Poland up to draw it even, coming to turn 2, but Willoughby pulls away once again. Chuck Willoughby will show the way. Wayne Poland taking a shot to the outside again. Jeff Severance goes third. Then it is Danny Bubar and Bill Panette. Panette on the move on the outside. Up now to challenge Jeff Severance for that third place position. Rookie Bill Panette in the number 6 has been a solid contender all year long. Remember, the high point men start at the back end of this pack, and the challenge is to work their way to the front. Top 2 have broken away just a little bit, Chuck Willoughby and Wayne Poland, but things heat up from position 3 on back. Danny Bubar took a look up in that third groove and then thought better of it. Side-by-side battle for position 3, 4, and right back through the field. Chuck Willoughby goes a little wide. Wayne Poland took a look to the inside. Couldn't quite fill the hole that time. Wayne Poland continues to gnaw away at the low side of the number 82. Poland, one of the 11 feature winners thus far in 1993. Chuck Willoughby, a bit of a push in the number 82, finding it a little hard to keep that car on the rail. Todd Fitz up now to handle position number 3, has Danny Bubar at his rear bumper. Bill Panette goes 5th. 3 wide racing now. Jeff Morgan goes to the low side. Somehow they make that work once again. They have Jeff Severance up in that third groove. He has no choice but to back out of it. Got hung out there in that third groove, and that is a tough place to run. Continues to be a 2-car breakaway at the front. Flagman Eddie Walsh will show them the cross flags halfway point this time by. Rookie Todd Fitz in the number 55, trying to hang on to position number 3. He has a veteran working to the outside, Danny Bubar in the number 24. Bubar now to the outside of the number 55. Can't quite draw it even that time. Meanwhile, back up front, Wayne Poland still trying to find a way to challenge Chuck Willoughby's number 82. Willoughby goes wide out of turn 4 once again. Wayne Poland right into the brakes hard as Willoughby shut the door. Poland got into the brakes, so he would have been into the back of the number 82. Poland once again trying to fill that inside groove. Willoughby with a little bit of too much horsepower coming out of turn 4. You'll notice the push in the number 82. He's trying to hold the car down, but coming out of the corners, it goes to the outside. Refer to that as a push or a plow in the car. The plowing was the term we used back in the dirt track days anyway. I guess a push is the more common term today when that car just wants to go to the outside. Checkered flag will be in the air. Things have tightened up now among the top 5. Checkered flag is down. Chuck Willoughby, Wayne Poland, Todd Fitz, Danny Bubar, and 5th place. Yeah, hard to tell whether that was Dave Langlis or Bill Panett. The 0, Brent Dragon. The number 45, Brian Hoare. And in the 46, Doug Hoare. Once again, these are the late models from the American Canadian Tour's International Series, making their visit to the Beech Ridge Motor Speedway for 1993. Great bunch of guys, all but one out of the Green Mountain state of Vermont. The one exception is the number 91. Bill Fountain is out of Plattsburgh, New York. Flagman Eddie Walsh gives them the all clear. This is for position 12-lap semi-feature. Look for a green. We have it at turn 4. Pat Corbett with a slight advantage over Lance Furno as they race to turn number 1. Here comes the 32 of John Paul Sear. Sear now in a battle with Lance Furno for the runner-up position. Pat Corbett out of Williamstown, Vermont. Cars tango out of turn number 2. Flat tire on the 00. Steve Miller. Miller out of New Haven, Vermont. Will head back on a pit road. Lead continues to be in the hands of Pat Corbett out of Williamstown, Vermont. John Paul Sear, your second place competitor in the 32. Then comes the 75 of Peter Fecto. Bill Fountain on the move on the outside. Remember Fountain's strong run in his qualifying heat. The number 1 of Red Mead looking to the inside of the 91 will take over the 4th place position by about a half car length. Fountain now having to work the outside in his qualifier. Of course, he had the inside lane. Perhaps finding that outside groove not quite as much to his liking. Start indicates it will be the halfway point next time by. Continues to be Pat Corbett, your leader, followed by John Paul Sear. The number 75 of Peter Fecto goes 3rd. The number 1 of Red Mead is in 4th, and the number 91 of Bill Fountain, your 5th place competitor. Once again, this is for position in the main event for tonight in this International Series. Late models from the American Canadian Tour. Very much like our Super Sportsman division. Little bit smaller engine. Pat Corbett, the leader, trying to secure the pole position for tonight's main event for this division. John Paul Sear, I'm sure, would like nothing better than to unseat him from the pole. Sear trying to reel in race leader Pat Corbett, seemingly unable to close it much. They'll be coming to 2 to go, indicates starter Eddie Walsh. Doug Hoare in the number 46, trying to make time on the outside. Of course, laps winding down. Checkered flag coming down. And a quick 12-lap semi-feature for the late models from the ACT. Rookie Larry Gelinas in the number 37 and Rick Furnett in the number 54. Heat number 1 for the late model sportsman division, 10 laps on tap. Once again, Tonight's meet being sponsored by Cumberland and York Distributors, distributors of Coors, Coors Light, and Coors Extra Gold. Late model sportsman heat number 1. Flagman Eddie Walsh says we're ready, gives the drivers the all clear once again as they work down into turn number 3. Craig Strout, Paul Johnson, green is out. Paul Johnson from the outside with the advantage down into turn number 1. Johnson brings Gary Paulsville with him as they work to the outside of Craig Strout's number 7. On the move, Tommy Oliver up the outside. Oliver with a late start for 1993, but he is dialing in the number 63. Has had a couple of real strong runs in the last couple of weeks. Oliver, a former modified competitor here at the Beech Ridge Motor Speedway, actually competitor in all divisions. Scott Watts sideways in turn number 4, gets the F80 turned about. Appeared as though the car just got out from under him. Perhaps a tire went down. Unable to refire the car in time, and Eddie Walsh will put the field under caution. Paul Johnson, Gary Paulsville go bumper to bumper down into turn number 1. Slight advantage, the number 35 of Paul Johnson on the backstretch. Gary Paulsville trying to draw it even in the number 41 to his outside. Here comes Tommy Oliver once again. 3 wide out of turn number 4. Tim Land, Craig Strout, and Rick Frenette. Frenette goes 3 wide. Tim Land sideways. Land slides to a halt, gets it back underway, and the field stays green. Meanwhile, back up front, Paul Johnson hangs on to a slim advantage over Gary Paulsville. Paulsville all over the back bumper of the number 35, trying to put the pressure. Here comes Oliver once again. Tommy Oliver right up to the back bumper of the number 41. Appears to have the 63 dialed in. Halfway point, 5 down, 5 to go. Barry Babb and Scott Watts on the move as they break out of the back of the pack. Watts after that spin in turn number 4, shaking down the number F80. Feature winner here 2 weeks ago. Captured the qualifier for the Oxford 250. The youngster out of Seabrook, New Hampshire, having handling problems on the F80. Has to back right out of it. Slows on the backstretch. Meanwhile, back up front it continues to be Paul Johnson, Gary Paulsville, Tommy Oliver, and here comes Rick Frenette. Out of nowhere, Rick Frenette has joined that front contingent. Frenette, always a hard charger, now takes a look to the outside. 2 laps to go. Breakaway by the front 4. Flagman Eddie Walsh has the white flag in the air. They are in their last lap. Rick Frenette drives under the number 63. They make contact, go side by side on the backstretch. And this is just the qualifier. Checkered flag in the air. It will be Paul Johnson, Gary Paulsville, Rick Frenette, Tommy Oliver, and Barry Babb, your top 5. On the inside, Bobby Randall in the number 91. To his outside, it's Bobby Babb in the number 4. 4th row to the inside, the defending champion of this late model division, Mike Johnson in the number 33. To his outside, a former champion and current point leader, Mike Mayetta in the number 13. Down from the Oxford Plains Speedway in the number 3, Jerry Babb. And to his outside, Steve Carrier out of Somersworth, New Hampshire in the number 83. Flagman Eddie Walsh says we're ready. Hold it even. We look for a start out of turn 4. We have it. Bobby Libby by a slight advantage as they cross the stripe down into turn number 1. Libby and Johnson go side by side. Bobby Libby with the advantage as they race turn 3 to turn number 4. Almost 3 wide out of turn number 4 is young Mike Mayetta. Deep dives to the low side of the number 53. Mike Mayetta Jr. looking for racing room down low as he works beneath the 53 of Gary Johnson. Johnson goes a little wide, opens up the inside for Bob Randall. Randall up to take the 3rd place position now. Also on the move up the inside, Mike Johnson in the number 33. continues to be Bobby Libby in the number 34. Young Mike Mayetta Jr. in the number 3, Bob Randall in the 91, Mike Johnson in the 33, and Gary Johnson in the 53. Once again, this is the high point heat in the late model division. Flagman A. Walsh will show them the crossed flags. Halfway point. 5 down, 5 to go. Race leader Bobby Libby and the Libby team, another team that has struggled to find the handling combination for this new number 34. Car has been getting better and better over about the last 3 weeks. Always one of the hard chargers in this late model division. And of course, the good test is to be able to hold off young Mike Mayetta, winningest driver in this division thus far this year. Turning in the 15.5s is the number 34 of Bobby Libby, so real good time on the number 34. Bobby Libby will see the white flag in the air as he exits turn number 4. Mike Johnson pressuring the back of the number 91 of Bob Randall, looking to perhaps gain 1 position in this last lap. Checkered flag in the air. It will be Bobby Libby. Mike Mayetta Jr. Bobby backs sideways out of the turn 4, has to back right out of it. It's again Bob Randall at 3rd, Mike Johnson is 4th, and Gary Johnson in 5th. Driver point fund to be distributed at season's end to the top finishers in all the divisions. Right now, we're ready to try to get it to green flag racing. Green is out at turn number 4. The number 73 of Larry Ramsey will show the way from the outside. Then it is Gene Terrio in the number 41. In 3rd place, Eric Booker in the number 62. Here comes the 59 of Frank Scott. Frank Scott way up high in turn number 4. Cars tangle out of turn number 4. Forrest Boucher Jr. gets the number 2 turned about. Unable to fire the car in time, and that will put the field under caution. That you would be interested in scoring a car tonight. Once again, that's for tonight's main event, the Coors Light Super Sportsman 100. Right now, with 1 lap recorded on the leaderboard, we're ready to get it back to green flag racing. Flagman says hold it even, and the green is out. Larry Ramsey with a slight advantage over Gene Terrio. Frank Scott in the 3rd place position as the top 3 break away just a little bit. On the move on the outside, Paul Driscoll in the number 90. Rick Libby also on the move in the number 77. Cars tangle in turn 4. Driscoll sideways. Paul Driscoll takes it right into the infield, back on the track. We have 1 car down off over the end of turn number 4, the 62 of Eric Booker. Way down off the bottom of turn number 4. Evidently unable to refire the car. And once again, the caution flag will come out. Well, you know, it'll be in the wintertime. We'll all be complaining about the cold, and we can pull out some of those tapes and say, remember when it was 90 some odd degrees and we were at the races, and what a great job so-and-so did? Okay, starter says hold it even. At turn 4, green is out. Frank Scott from the outside does a little dirt tracking out of turn number 4 and takes it over. Great drive by Frank Scott out around the outside. Larry Ramsey to 2nd. Kevin Rumry all the way up to 3rd. Rumry from the very last starting position. Keep your eyes on the number 49. He has come from the very last starting position. Up to knock on the door of the top three, but he will have to deal with Gene Terrio's number 41 as they go at it side by side for the third place position. Kevin Rumry looking now to the outside of the number 73. The 49 from the last starting position in a battle now, trying to secure third and then challenge the runner-up Larry Ramsey for that second place position. Your race leader is Frank Scott in the number 59. Larry Ramsey goes second in the 73. Kevin Rumry on the move on the outside. He has secured the third place position and now trying to set up to the outside of Larry Ramsey's number 73. Starter indicates 2 laps to go this time by. Battle is for second. Larry Ramsey on the low side. Kevin Rumry in the 49 making a run on the high side. Time running down as the starter has the white flag in hand. They are in their last lap. Limited Sportsman semi-feature. Frank Scott at the point. Battle for second. Here comes Kevin Rumry to the outside of the number 73. Time winding down, checkered flag in the air. It will be Frank Scott. Whoa, too close to call for second, side by side across the line. What a run by Kevin Rumry, right down to the wire. And we will wait for the official call on that one. What a run to the checkered flag all the way from the very last starting position. The main event for the ACT Partstown Late Model Sportsman, the International Series. On the pole in the number 5 out of Williamstown, Vermont will be Pat Corbett. To his outside, the 32, John Paul Sear. The number 86, second row to the inside, is driven by Dennis Demers. To his outside in the number 75, Peter Fecto. The number 1 goes third to the inside. That's Red Mead. To his outside, the number 91 is driven by Bill Fountain out of Plattsburgh, New York. The number 46, Doug Hoare. To his outside, believe that's the 00. 00 is driven by Steve Miller. We'll have to catch the rest of the field as we can. Ready for green olive, turn number 4. From the outside, the number 32, John Paul Sear, but right back up hard on the inside in the number 5, Pat Corbett. Corbett shows the way, followed by the number 86. In the number 86, once again, Dennis Demers. In third now, Red Mead. The 91 of Bill Fountain with a strong challenge now from the outside. That is the 32 of John Paul Sear. The 91 of Bill Fountain continuing to have his problems coming out of turn number 4. Head the car sideways halfway down the backstretch. On the move on the outside now in the number 46, Doug Hoare. Doug Hoare, the current point leader in this International Series. The number 46. Out of Colchester, Vermont, driving a Dodge. Three-way battle now. They nearly go 3 wide on the backstretch. Bill Fountain in the 91. Oh, spin by the number 32 as he gets it around sideways in turn number 4. That's John Paul Sear. Sear out of Milton, Vermont, trying to refire the car. Can't do it in time as the field will come under yellow once again. '51 is driven by Dave Simpson from Barrie, Vermont. The 25, Dave Whitcomb. Green is out as they cross the stripe. The number 5, Pat Corbett, Strong challenge now. Spin on the backstretch. The number 91 up against the backstretch wall. Bill Fountain grinds to a stop halfway. Well, backing up now. Partway down the backstretch. Bill Fountain, fortunately, able to drive away from that as he got up against the backstretch wall. Pace car is in. Flagman says hold it even. Green is out. Number 5 gets a little sideways. Pat Corbett does a nice job of hanging on to the number 5 and the point. Right up the inside, Red Mead out of Hyde Park, Vermont, to challenge for that runner-up position. On his outside, the number 86 and Dennis Demers. Demers now slides back into third. Here comes the current point leader in this division, Doug Hoare, out of Colchester, Vermont, on the move in the number 46. He brings son Brian in the number 45. Father-son team go now to challenge for that top 5. Side-by-side battle for that 5th place position. Brent Dragon in the 0. Brian Hoare in the number 45. Slight advantage on the outside for the number 45 for that 5th place position. Brent Dragon out of Milton, Vermont. Trying to hold off, hard charging. Brian Hoare in the number 45. Father-son team now go 4th and 5th on the field. They are 1 and 2 in the point standings. After 3 of 7 series events, the father-son team go 1 and 2. Lead continues to be in the hands of Pat Corbett, followed by Red Mead. Then comes the 86 of Dennis Demers. Demers out of Shelburne, Vermont. The current point leader, Doug Hoare, in the number 46 goes 4th. His son, Brian, in the 5th place position. Then comes Brent Dragon in the 0. The 75, Peter Fechtel. In the 14, it's Phil Scott. The 77, Tom Tiller. Double 0 sideways out of turn number 4. Just smokes the tires. Trying to get that car glued down. Steve Miller out of New Haven, Vermont. Fine run by Pat Corbett in the number 5. Has gradually put a little distance between himself and the number 1 of Red Mead. Starting indicates they will be at the halfway point this time by. It will be 15 down and 15 to go when they cross the stripe. Once again, current point leader in this division is in the number 46. That's Doug Hoare. Son Brian in the number 45. They go 1 and 2 in the point standings. 4th and 5th in the field here tonight. top 5 remain in the same order. Continues to be Pat Corbett, your leader. Once again, Corbett out of Williamstown, Vermont. Holds the lead over Red Mead from Hyde Park, Vermont in the number 1. In third in the number 86. That's Dennis Demers from Shelburne, Vermont. Then the father-son team, Doug Hoare in the number 46, Brian, his son, in the number 45. Both out of Colchester, Vermont in Dodge Aries. Late models. Laps to go, indicated by starter Eddie Walsh. Challenge for that 6th place position now. Brent Dragon getting a challenge from the number 77 of Tom Tiller. Tiller now to the outside of the 0 of Dragon. They go side by side for that 6th place position. Tiller with the advantage now down into turn number 3 will take 6th place from the outside. Dragon trying to hang on the inside, but the 77 of Tom Tiller. Starter indicates it will be 2 to go this time by. Pat Corbett continues to show the way over Red Mead. Flag is out. 1 lap to go. Tonight's ACT late model will go to Pat Corbett, followed by Red Mead, the 86. That's Dennis Demers. Doug Hoare and Brian Hoare round out the top 5. Great run by Red Mead in the number 1 in the runner-up position. And in the number 86, Dennis Demers.
Congratulations. Thank you. So how's it feel to take the car 30 laps around the Beech Ridge 1/3 mile oval?
Actually, it's a pretty nice little racetrack. I didn't change nothing from Thunder Road to here. I won Thursday night at Thunder Road. I didn't change nothing. I just loosened the sway bar a little bit, and it went. Same tires, everything.
First feature win on the series. You're going to have the car out here for the 100 lap Coors Light.
I don't know. I'm tired.
You look pretty. You look pretty wet.
I'm soaked. I'm going to take it and run.
Well, Dana Quincy from Cumberland and York is here with your first place presentation.
Congratulations, Pat, on your first place finish. From Cumberland York Distributors and Coors Light, would like to present you with this trophy for your first place finish. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big Beech Ridge round of applause for Pat Corbett.
To the 34, Ryan Shepard. Donnie Whitten in the number 83, Dave Jackson in the 98. The 19 is driven by Jackie Roussel, Chuck Willoughby in the 82. The 00, Wayne Poland. Jeff Severance in the number 28. Rookie Bill Panett in the number 6. The 24, Danny Bubar. Todd Fitz in the number 55. Alton Reserve in the 08. Tim Gendron in the number 12, Dave Langlis in the 93. The 06, Dennis Quinn. The number 7, Steve Berry Jr. The number 70, two-time feature winner, Jeff Morgan. The 0, Wayne Whitten. Dennis Hall in the 94, Dwight Shepard in the 39. The 88, Mike Field. And in the number 38, Beaver Norton. Limited Sportsman, main event. 30 laps on tap. Flagman Eddie Welch says we're ready. Gives the drivers the all clear once again. They bring it to turn number 4. We look for green, and we have it. Gordon Nelson with the advantage. He comes together with the number 63 wide through turn numbers 1 and 2. Don Tapley goes between cars. David Raymond up to the second place position. The battle is for third. Kurt Beam from the low side going to take it over. Don Tapley fights back in the number 15. He now has Dennis Featherson challenging for that fourth place position as the top 5 break away just a bit. Donnie Morse right out against the wall as he runs the high side. 3 wide again, out of turn number 2. Donnie Morse way up high. Robert Bodwell out in that third groove, right against the wall. Sideways in turn number 3. Robert Bodwell, Tom Huff trying to make time on the outside. Doing a nice bit of driving. Taking the cars to the high side, getting a little sideways in turn number 4. Keep your eyes on the back of this pack as the high point men are going to try to make their way to the front. Continues to be a breakaway by the top 5. Your leader once again, Gordon Nelson in the number 61. David Raymond in the number 3 as the top 2 break away a bit. Then it's Kurt Bean in the number 42 going 3rd. Don Tapley in the 15. Dennis Featherson in the number 4. Rounds out the top 5. Cars on the move on the outside. Robert Bodwell in the number 56. Donnie Whitten up in the third groove on the backstretch. Whitten continues to race that third groove way up high, right out over the stripe. Cars tangle down into turn number 1. They get Whitten turned sideways. He does a nice job of holding onto the car, but with it, he's up over the top of turns 1 and 2. Losing all kinds of ground. The 92 of Andy Gayu limping back on a pit road. High Point men are going to have their work cut out tonight as they are a good half lap behind the leader. Battle shaping up for third. Don Tapley trying to get beneath the 42 of Kurt Bean. Breakaway by Gordon Nelson in the 61, David Raymond in the number 3. They are by themselves. Good half straightaway ahead of the third place competitor, Kurt Bean. Bean has all kinds of pressure from Don Tapley in the number 15. Then comes Dennis Featherson rounding out the top 5, and he will soon have some pressure from hard-charging Donnie Morse in the number 75. Spin in turn number 4 will bring out the caution. Rick Tibbett sits sideways in turn number 4. Drivers do a nice job of avoiding the number 1. He backs it up, gets it back underway. Not before the caution flag takes over. Well, we are ready. We have 9 laps recorded on the leaderboard of this 30-lap limited sportsman main event. Starter Eddie Walsh gives the drivers the all clear as they stage on the backstretch. Chevy pace car from Forest City Chevrolet makes its way onto the infield pit road. Flagman points to turn number 4, says pick it up, we look for green, and we have it. Gordon Nelson by a fender over David Raymond as they race the front stretch to turn number 1. Continues to be Gordon Nelson through turn 2 down the backstretch. David Raymond trying to draw it even, and he does at turn number 3. Gordon Nelson on the low side. David Raymond way up high, up in the third groove now. Loses some ground. In third place, it is Kurt Bean. Wayne Whitten comes to, Dennis Featherson comes to fourth once again in the number 4. And rounding out the top 5 at this point, Don Tapley in the number 15. Side-by-side racing for the 6th place position. Jackie Roussel in the 19, Donnie Morse in the 75. Then comes Wayne Poland. Caution flag once again. Word from the tower is debris in turn 2. Debris on the track in turn number 2, the reason for that caution flag. Well, with 11 laps of this 30-lap main event for the limited sportsman, Flagman Eddie Walsh gives the drivers the all clear, and we should be ready to get it back to green flag racing. The pace car makes its way onto the infield pit road. Gordon Nelson on the pole. David Raymond to his outside. Bring the field to turn 4, and the green is out. Gordon Nelson on the low side. David Raymond to his outside. They go at it for the lead position. Advantage to the number 61 from the inside. Dennis Featherson on the move now on the outside as he goes high now in turn number 4. Will lose some ground. David Raymond continues to pressure leader Gordon Nelson for that point position. Kurt Bean continues in third. Jackie Roussel now up to the 4th place position. Severe push in the number 4 of Dennis Featherson. And with it, he is to the outside and losing a lot of positions. 3 wide racing now through turns 3 and 4. Starting indicates it will be the halfway point next time by. Jeff Severance on the infield pit road as he has experienced mechanical failure in this car. David Raymond once again going to challenge race leader Gordon Nelson. Smoke pouring from the 06 of Dennis Quinn. Hard to tell just what that is from. Quinn will take the 06 on a pit road to see where that smoke is coming from. Tough break for the youngster, who's always a hard charger. Continues to be a 2-car race at the front, but things heat up from position 3 on back. Jackie Roussel, already a feature winner in 1993, holds down that 3rd place position. Then it's Don Tapley in position number 4. Donnie Morse has come to position number 5. In 6 is Wayne Poland in the 00. Dave Langlis in 7. Bill Panett is 8th. Kurt Bean now in 9th, and Alton Reserve in 10th. That is, of course, unofficial. Dave Langlis on the move on the outside, works to the outside of the 00 of Wayne Poland, takes a look to the outside of the number 75 of Donnie Morse. We have cars off the 2-turn of the raceway. That will put the field under caution. Events in the American Canadian Tour, Big A Auto Parts 150 here at the Beech Ridge Motor Speedway. Right now, with 22 laps down, Flagman Eddie Walsh gives the limited sportsman drivers the all clear. Points to turn number 4. We look for green, and we have it. Gordon Nelson with the advantage as they cross the stripe and race to turn number 1. David Raymond in a close second. Jackie Roussel is third. Donnie Morse comes to position number 4. The battle is for 5th, and a crash in turn number 3. Wayne Poland and the number 15 of Don Tapley, and that takes several others out with him. Every one of his to be back underway except for the 15 of Don Tapley. And that will require the caution flag. So as quickly as we get it back to green flag racing, in one lap it's back to caution. Tangled down into turn number 3 between the 00 and the 15. But right now, with 23 laps recorded on the leaderboard, flagman Eddie Walsh gives the drivers the all clear as they glance back to the flag stand one more time. The Chevy pace car makes its way onto the infield pit road. Flagman says hold it even at turn 4. We look for green. We have it. Gordon Nelson with the advantage from the low side. David Raymond races to second. Jackie Roussel looks to the inside of the number 3. Young Jackie Roussel on the move up the inside. Here comes the 92 Rookie of the Year, Steve Berry, up to 4th. Tangle in between turns 3 and 4. Donnie Morse gets turned about. Drivers do a nice job of avoiding the 75. Some contact there with the 81 and the 42. And once again, the field comes under caution. Kurt Beans, number 42, unable to refire. 24 laps on the board. Flagman Eddie Walsh says we're ready to try it again. Once again, Gordon Nelson will have to square off on the front row with David Raymond. Have a car stopped in turn number 3. It is Robin Bodwell. The green comes out just the same. And once again, Gordon Nelson with the advantage. David Raymond will challenge once again from the outside. Problems on the number 56 of Robert Bodwell as he was unable to get the car underway. Steve Berry to position number 3 now. Jackie Roussel is 4th. And two-time winner Jeff Morgan has come to the 5th place position. Then comes Thursday night's Limited Sportsman feature winner Beaver Norton. Norton is followed by the runner-up in the point standings, Mike Field. Then it's Wayne Poland, Ryan Shepard, and Todd Fitz, your top 10. Starter indicates it will be 2 to go next time by. Continues to be Gordon Nelson, your leader, followed by David Raymond, Steve Berry, Jackie Roussel, and Jeff Morgan. White flag in the air as they exit turn number 4. Gordon Nelson has put a little distance on David Raymond now. Raymond trying to close it up once again, and he closes that to less than a car length. Checkered flag is in the air. Gordon Nelson over David Raymond, Steve Berry, Jackie Roussel, and Jeff Morgan. So another name is added to the Limited Sportsman main event winners, bringing to 12 now. Gordon Nelson coming back to collect the colors from flagman Eddie Walsh.
Congratulations, Gordon.
Thank you.
All 30 laps, started up front. You ended up in front, victory lane.
I didn't think it was ever going to get over.
Well, it's over and you're here and you got yourself a first place presentation. Dana Quincy from Cumberland, New York is here with your first place presentation. Dana?
Congratulations, Gordon, on your first place finish. Us from Cumberland, New York Distributors, and on behalf of Coors Light, would like to present you with this trophy. And great job.
Thank you. I don't need it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gordon Nelson. We'll send it back upstairs to Bruce Elder. Bruce?
Okay,
And the number 25 is driven by Dave Whitcomb. Once again qualifying for tonight's Coors Light Super Sportsman 100. 12 laps on tap. Flagman Eddie Walsh with the all clear atop the flag stand. Dennis Demers, Rob Herrick will bring the field to turn 4, and the green is out. Demers with the advantage from the inside. Rob Herrick right hard up the outside to draw it even on turn 2 and down the backstretch. Demers continues with a slight advantage. Here comes Dave Bath to the inside to challenge Herrick now for that runner-up position. Dave Bath to position number 2, drops Rob Herrick back to the 3rd place position. Top 3 break away just a little bit. Continues to be Dennis Demers. Dave Bath now takes a look to the outside of race leader Demers. Doug Shore's on the move now as he moves to the outside of the number 18 of Jerome Bushy. Top 3 remain the same. Doug Shore's looking to work himself up into the 4th place position. Doug Shore's in a Ford Thunderbird, just one of 2 Fords in the field. Dave Bath now with a challenge to race leader Dennis Demers. As Dave Bath moves the number 5 to the outside of the number 86, will be coming to the half point. They go at it wheel to wheel through turn number 3, bring it to turn number 4 in the front stretch. Dead heat across the line. Demers on the low side, Dave Bath to his outside. On the back stretch, they continue side by side down through turn 3, once again to turn number 4. Demers continues with a slight advantage, about a half car length advantage as they cross the stripe. Dave Bath not wanting to give it up on the outside, will challenge once again. Meanwhile, Doug Shores has reined in the 3rd place competitor, Rob Herrick. Doug Shores on a march up the outside, moves to challenge Rob Herrick for the 3rd place position. Flagman indicates it will be just 2 laps to go this time by. Lead continues to be in the hands of Vermont driver Dennis Demers. Demers gets sideways this time out of turn number 4. Does a nice job of hanging on to the car. White flag in the air. Dennis Demers out of Shelburne, Vermont, driving an Oldsmobile Cutlass. Continuing to show the way, looking to nail down qualifying heat number 1 for the Coors Light 100. We'll see the checkered flag come down. Demers, Dave Bath, Doug Shores, Rob Herrick, and Jerome Bushy, your top 5. Heat number 2, 12 laps on tap. Once again qualifying for tonight's Coors Light Super Sportsman 100, sponsored by Cumberland and York Distributors. Distributors of Coors, Coors Light, and Coors Extra Gold. Flagman Eddie Walsh gives the drivers the all clear as they stage on the backstretch. Steve Renaudet. Danny Palmer will bring the field to turn 4. We look for green. We have it. Danny Palmer, slight advantage from the outside. They go wheel to wheel on the backstretch. The number 4 looking for racing room. Tangled by the leaders. Danny Palmer and Steve Renaudet come together. And that will put the field immediately under caution before they complete lap number 1. Ready to try it once again. Flagman Awalt says hold it even, pick it up just a little bit. Green is out. Lloyd Washburn will show the way. Washburn in the number 4 with the advantage over the number 1 of Red Mead. Now up the inside, the 46, driven by Doug Hoare. He is followed by Son Brian as they come to positions 2 and 3. Richard Pelton is at position number 4. Mark Field rounds out the top 5. Getting right back into it after his tangle in turn number 4. Danny Palmer looking to re-enter the top 5. Well, the leader is by himself, but things are sure tight from position 2 on back. Brian Hoare in the runner-up position has all kinds of pressure from Mark Field in the number 72 and Richard Pelton in the 27. Richard Pelton now taking a look to the outside of Brian Hoare in the number 45. Pelton looking to grab that runner-up position if he can. Richard Pelton on the backstretch will take over position number 2 as we come to the halfway point. 6 down and 6 to go in this second qualifier for tonight's Coors Light 100. Number 1 on pit road. Red Mead likes to get the number 1 back to the garage area. Lloyd Washburn by himself at the point. But little by little, Richard Pelton in the number 27 is reining in race leader Lloyd Washburn. Mark Field in a battle for 3rd. Danny Palmer looking for racing room. Things tightening up now at the front as Richard Pelton has reined in race leader Lloyd Washburn and will move to the outside of the number 4. Starting indicates just 2 to go this time by. Lloyd Washburn with a slight advantage. Here comes Pelton to the outside, has 1 more lap in which to find a way around the number 4. Half lap now if he's going to do it. Well, lap and a half, I should say, coming to the white flag. White flag is out. They are in their last lap. Lloyd Washburn. Richard Pelton now. They go at it wheel to wheel. Checkered flag in the air. Gonna be a close one. Woof. Maybe Washburn by a bumper. We'll wait for the official call over the number 27 of Richard Pelton. Then the 76 of Steve Renaudet. The number 7, the defending champion of the Super Sportsman division, Kevin Durgan. 2-time winner Tim Maloney in the number 69. Robbie Dorr in the number 12. The 99 is driven by Steve Wilson. And Mitch Brown behind the wheel of the 04. Darrell Ward outside front row in the number 80. Flagman Eddie Walsh gives the drivers the all clear. It's says pick it up, hold it even. We look for green. Green is out. Darrell Ward with a slight advantage. Jim Brown right up the inside to take it over out of turn number 2 on the backstretch. Jim Brown, just his second week of competition in this Super Sportsman division, shows the way in qualifying heat number 3. Once again, Darrell Ward in the number 80 goes second. Dave Sprague is third in the number 1. Chuck LaChance in the number 91. And Steve Howard in the 03 rounds out the top 5. On the move on the outside, Brian McClure in the number 25. Kevin Durgan looks for racing room down low in the number 7. Jim Brown with the point to himself. About a 6 or 7 car length lead over Darrell Ward. Then it is Dave Sprague in the 3rd place position. Battle is for 4th. Steve Howard on the low side. Chuck LaChance in the number 91 to the high side as he battles for that 4th place position. Coming to the halfway point, 6 down, 6 to go. Chuck LaChance doing a nice job. Newcomer to the Beech Ridge Motor Speedway out of Cushing, Maine. Doing it the hard way from the high side. Laps winding down. Starter Eddie Walsh indicates just 2 to go this time by. Continues to be Jim Brown with a comfortable lead in the 1X. Darrell Ward, Dave Sprague, Chuck LaChance in the 91, and Steve Howard in the 03, your top 5. They tell us all these cars will qualify as we have just the correct number for tonight's feature event with all the cars who have elected to run. 34 cars to start tonight's Limited Sportsman, Super Sportsman, Coors Light 100. Checkered flag in the air. Jim Brown will collect heat number 3. Darrell Ward, Dave Sprague, Chuck LaChance, and the 03 of Steve Howard. Defending champion Mike Johnson in the 33. Mike Mayetta in the number 3. His son, Mike Jr. in the number 3. Jerry Babb in the 3. Green is out. From the outside, Paul Johnson. He brings Scott Watts in the F80 right along with him as they race to positions 1 and 2. On the move on the outside, Gary Pulsiver quickly moves to the outside of the number 7. And also on the move, Tommy Oliver in the number 63 as the outside lane gets the jump tonight. As I mentioned earlier, Paul Johnson's crew has had a tough year thus far with the handling setup on the number 35. Hopefully feel that they have sorted out the problems, and we will certainly find out tonight. Scott Watts in the 2nd place position, winner of the Oxford 250 qualifier here 2 weeks ago. Young hard charger out of Seabrook, New Hampshire. Veteran Gary Pulsifer in the number 41 is your 3rd place competitor. In 4th, Tommy Oliver in the number 63. Then comes rookie Chris Rule in the 14, and hard-charging Rick Fournette rounds out the top 6 who have broken away just a bit. Two contingents of cars here. High Point men have been unable to break away from the back of the pack. Going to get a watch on the number 35 of Paul Johnson, see what kind of time we're getting. Chris Rule looks to make a move beneath the number 63. They come together and have to back out of it just a little bit. Paul Johnson, 15.8. That is, of course, approximate time. Turning the track at approximately 15.8. We'll get another reading here in just a moment. Continues to be a breakaway by the top 6 cars in the line. High Point men are going to have to break away soon, or they are not going to be a part of it here tonight. Continues to be about a 15.8 that I'm getting on the number 35. Top 3, 2 contingents of 3 now. Tight battle for the 4th place position. Chris Rule will take it over from the low side. Rick Fournette right on his bumper. Caution flag on the field. Caution flag for the number 16 of Tim Land. Caution flag for the number 16. And all brought to you by Cumberland and York Distributors. Well, right now, Flagman Eddie Walt says we're ready to get it back to green flag racing. Pace car on the infield pit road. Once again, it'll be Paul Johnson and Scott Watts. Green is out. Paul Johnson once again right up the inside. Gary Pulsiva to challenge for that runner-up position as he works beneath the number 80 of Scott Watts. Battle continues to be waged side by side for the runner-up position. Gary Pulsiva with a slight advantage from the low side. Scott Watts not wanting to give it up from the inside. Then comes Chris Rule in the 4th place position. Rick Fournette is in 5th. Now 2 of the High Point men. Defending champion Mike Johnson is up to the 7th place position. 6th place position. Current point leader Mike Mayetta now knocking on the door of position number 6 as he moves to the inside of Mike Johnson. Order remains the same through the top 4. Continues to be Paul Johnson, Gary Pulsiva, Scott Watts, and Chris Rule. Now the current point leader, Mike Mayetta, in the number 13, is in the 5th place position. He will look to challenge Chris Rule for the 4th place. Starter indicates they'll be coming to the halfway point of this 35-lapper. Mike Mayetta on the move to the outside of the number 14 now, looking to take over the 4th place position. Brings Mike Johnson right along with him, the 2 former champions. Side-by-side battle again for that runner-up position. Gary Pulsiva and Scott Watts go at it wheel to wheel. Mike Mayetta momentarily boxed in now as he is at the back bumper of the F80. Has Gary Pulsiva to his outside. tangle in turn number 2. Mike Mayetta Jr. spun, is turned about, sitting in turn number 2. That will put the field under caution. "21 laps down." Flagman Eddie Waltz says we're ready. Says hold it even, pick it up just a little bit at turn 4, and the green is out. Paul Johnson with the advantage. Scott Watts. Mike Mayetta up to challenge Watts for the runner-up position. Then comes Gary Pulsifer and Mike Johnson. Paul Johnson looking for his first late model feature win of the 1993. As Mike Mayetta now moving to the outside, has the defending champion Mike Johnson in the number 33 at the back bumper. Mike Mayetta takes it over from the outside. Mike Johnson moving now to the outside of the number 35 to challenge for that second place position. Get a watch on Mike Mayetta this time, Buck. Mike Mayetta turning the track at approximately 15.7 seconds. Mike Mayetta with an impressive burst of power establishes himself firmly in control of this late model feature event as he has a good 10 to 12 car length lead over defending champion in this division, Mike Johnson, in the number 33. Then comes Paul Johnson in third. Scott Watts is fourth, and Rick Furnett rounds out the top 5. Starter indicates it will be just 5 to go as they cross the stripe this time. Spin in turn number 2. Bobby Libby has the number 34 turned about. Get himself back on the track, has it back underway, and the field stays green. Starting indicates 2 laps to go. Comfortable advantage for race leader Mike Mayetta. Mike Johnson comfortably in second, but things heat up from position 3 on back. Paul Johnson with all kinds of pressure from Rick Furnett. White flag is out there in their last lap. Checkered flag is out. Mike Mayetta will capture feature event number 3 in 1993, followed by Mike Johnson, Paul Johnson, Rick Furnett, and Scott Watts. Mike Mayetta down to collect the colors from Flagman Eddie Walsh.
Welcome back, Mike. Thanks a lot. Well, if it isn't Mike Mayetta Jr., it's Mike Mayetta Sr. for your 3rd feature win of 1993.
Well, you know, we needed this. You know, we ain't been running too good. Our luck's been kind of off, and all I listened to all week was
how Mikey's the winningest late model sportsman driver out here this year, so we had to shut him up. So we got that much accomplished, so I'm happy about that anyway.
Well, congratulations. Nick from Cumberland, New York, is here with your first place presentation.
Mike, congratulations tonight on behalf of Cumberland, New York Distributors, Coors Light, and Coors Extra Gold. We'd like to present you with this first place trophy. Job well done.
Thank you very much, Nick. And I want to thank the sponsors and my crew. Everybody knows them, I'm sure, and just had a great night tonight, and we're happy about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Maeda Sr.
This time by flagman Eddie Welch will ask the drivers to tighten the lineup, and he shows them the clinched green flag, meaning we should be ready to look for a start next time around at turn 4. Dennis Demers on the pole. Outside front row, Lloyd Washburn. All clear once again from atop of the flag stand as the drivers stage on the backstretch. Forest City Chevrolet moves onto the green, is out. Demers with the advantage. Demers continues to show the way as they make lap number 1 in the book. Demers, your leader, followed by Richard Pelton now in the number 27. Lloyd Washburn back at position number 4. Jim Brown in the 1X comes to position 4. And Doug Shores rounds out the top 5. $100 laps on tap. Coors Light Super Sportsman 100. Race leader Dennis Demers out of Shelburne, Vermont, has a challenge now from Richard Pelton in the number 27. Pelton moving to the outside now on the backstretch, trying to draw it even down into turn number 3. They bring it to turn number 4. Continues to be Dennis Demers showing the way. Richard Pelton continuing to set up to the outside of the number 88. Pelton, one of the strong regulars here at the Beech Ridge Motor Speedway. Dennis Demers out of Shelburne, Vermont. Part of the International Series of the American Canadian Tour. Lloyd Washburn off the pace in the number 4 after his pole starting position. Car nearly shut down as he takes it on a pit road very, very slowly. And a tough break for the youngster out of Old Orchard Beach, Maine. From his pole starting position, it would appear with a slow move onto the infield road, perhaps he will take it immediately behind the wall. First car to drop out is the pole sitter, Lloyd Washburn. Challenge now continues to the outside of race leader Dennis Demers. And look who's getting into the action. Doug Shores in the number 51, 4-time winner thus far in 1993. Doug Shores in the number 51 looking for racing room as he is momentarily boxed in. As Dennis Demers in the inside groove. Richard Pelton in the outside groove. Race leaders will this quickly have some slower cars to deal with. Passing flag goes out. Off the pace, the 0 of Brent Dragon, the 77. Tom Tiller out of Essex Junction, going to go a lap down, as will Brent Dragon. Continues to be Dennis Demers, your leader. So far, the leader's making it by the lap traffic without any problems. Richard Pelton continues in single file now as they head to negotiate around those slower cars. Doug Shores continues in 3rd. Dave Sprague is 4th. And Jim Brown, your 5th place competitor. Then unofficially in 6th place, it's Danny Palmer. in 7th. Steve Howard. Kevin Durgan in 8th. We have a spin in turn number 1. Brian McClure turned about, also involved there, the number 32. And one other car that got back underway. All those cars will get back underway, but not before the caution flag. All clear once again from atop the flag stand. Flagman says hold it even. We look for green at turn 4. We have it. Once again, Dennis Demers in the number 88 will show the way. Richard Pelton right up the outside to challenge once again. Demers to the inside, Pelton to the outside. They battle for the lead. Doug Shores looking for racing room from position number 3. This time on the backstretch, Pelton with a slight advantage. They go to turn 3. Pelton puts a fender ahead. Demers right back to draw it even at turn number 4. Side-by-side battle continues. Dennis Demers out of Shelburne, Vermont, hanging on to a slight advantage over Richard Pelton. Pelton gets a little wide, will now find himself dealing with Doug Shores in the number 51. Problem over in turn number 4. We have a wheel off a car. The 07, Phil Pinkham. And in 10th place, Kevin Durgan in the number 7. Flagman Eddie Walsh gives them the all clear. Pace car on the infield pit road. At turn 4, green is out. This time, Dennis Demers has Doug Shores to his outside. Shores in the number 51 puts a fender ahead down into turn number 3. Out of turn number 4, new leader. Doug Shores in the number 51 takes it over as they work through turns 1 and 2. Richard Pelton now looking to challenge Demers for the runner-up position. Goes a little wide, opens up the inside for Richard Pelton. Pelton brings the 03 and Steve Howard right along with it. They come to positions 2 and 3. Drop Demers back to the 4th place position. And Jim Brown holds position number 5. Doug Shores quickly out to about a 10 to 12 car length advantage over Richard Pelton. Pelton has some pressure now from Steve Howard in the 03. Then a gap back to the 88 of former leader Dennis Demers. Then it is Jim Brown in the 5th place position. Darrell Ward is 6th. Then comes the 91 of Chuck LaChance. LaChance goes a little wide, opens it up for Darrell Ward and Tim Maloney to move to the inside. the same. Tim Maloney on the move in the number 69. As he moves to the 7th place position now. Puts some pressure on the number 91 of Chuck LaChance. They get into some traffic as they have to work around the 77 of Tom Tiller out of Essex Junction, Vermont. 0 of Brent Dragon on pit road. He was off the pace and has elected to take the car behind the infield pit wall. Jim Brown off the pace now and takes the 1X on a pit road, so some attrition here as we come onto yellow once again. A car spun on the backstretch, infield side, partway down the backstretch. We'll put the field under caution once again. Blackman Eddie Waltz says we are ready to get it back to green flag racing. The pace car will make its way onto the infield pit road. Doug Shores and Richard Pelton bring them to turn 4 and the green is out. Doug Shores quickly back to the point. This time Steve Howard right up the inside to challenge and take that 2nd place position. He brings Tim Maloney with him. And Richard Pelton will find himself hung on the outside now as both Steve Howard and Tim Maloney are able to move beneath the number 27. Grab the 2nd and 3rd place positions. Dennis Demere's in position number 5, but he has a lot of pressure from the number 7 of Kevin Durgan, the number 80, Darrell Ward, and the 93 of Danny Palmer. Walsh indicating that we will be at the halfway point this time by 50 down and 50 to go. It continues to be Doug Shores in the number 51, Steve Howard in 2nd, Tim Maloney is 3rd, Richard Pelton 4th, and Dennis Demers in the 5th place position. Have a car spun on the backstretch, appears to be getting the car refired, but that will put the field under caution once again. This time we are all clear. The pace car has moved onto the pit road. At turn 4, the green is up. Doug Shores once again with a challenge from Steve Howard. Steve Howard once again taking a look to the outside of the number 51, looking to draw it even down into turn number 3. Continues to be Doug Shores with the advantage. Steve Howard now looking to find a groove beneath the number 51, and it wasn't there that time around. Tim Maloney is your 3rd place driver. Then comes the 27 of Richard Pelton and the number 88 of Dennis Demers. Brian McClure on the move back in the pack as he works the outside group. McClure already a feature winner in 1993 as he made his return to racing here at the Beech Ridge Motor Speedway after a few years away. battling for the 8th place position, Ryan McClure. And a tangle in turn number 2. McClure hooks up with the number 76. Limited Sportsman Spectacular full race card on Friday night, July 16th. Right now, Flagman Eddie Walton says we're ready to restart this one at turn 4. We look for green, and we have it. Doug Shores once again. And the challenge once again from Steve Howard in the 03. Steve Howard trying to draw it even to the outside. He does at turn number 3. They will have to deal with the number 7. Kevin Durgan, always a strong contender here in the Super Sportsman division, finds himself, well, better than 3/4 of a lap behind the leaders. Top 5 remain the same. Doug Shore, Steve Howard, Tim Maloney, Richard Pelton, and Dennis Demers. Then comes Darrell Ward, Dave Bath, Danny Palmer, Jerome Bushy, and Rob Herrick. That is, of course, an unofficial rundown. Doug Shore is moving to the outside now of the number 7 of Kevin Durgan. Kevin Durgan, the defending champion here in this Super Sportsman division. Off the pace tonight as he moves to the inside and allows the leaders to get out and around the number 7. Fifth place car is the number 88 of Dennis Demers. Cars off both sides of turn number 4 to the low side. It looked like the number 5 have another car involved. We are unable to get the number. We'll have that in a moment. Once again, it will be Doug Shores and Steve Howard on the front row, followed by Tim Maloney and Richard Pelton. At turn 4, we look for green, and we have Once again, Doug Shores with the advantage. Tim Maloney looking for racing room to the inside of the 03. Comes up and knocks on the door. No room that time. Things a bit tighter now for race leader Doug Shores, as he has a strong challenge from Steve Howard in the 03. Tim Maloney goes third in the number 69. Richard Pelton is fourth. Your fifth place car is the 88 of Dennis Demers. Young man who has made up some ground is Brian McClure in the number 25. McClure, having been involved in a spin earlier, is now up, vying for a spot in the top 8. Occupies that 8th place position. Momentarily boxed in now as he races at the rear of the 86 of Rob Herrick. Has Tim Wing to his outside in the number 92. Brian McClure and the 86 get together just a little bit, have to back out of it. That allows Tim Wing to take advantage and move to the outside of the 86 of Rob Herrick. 91 of Chuck LaChance in now to challenge McClure for that 8th place position. Things tighten up at the front. Doug Shores continues to be pressured by the 03 of Steve Howard. Tim Maloney and Richard Pelton in a tight battle for that 3rd place position. Starting indicates it will be just 5 laps to go next time by. 95 down, 5 to go. Well, Steve Howard knows that the laps are winding down, and if he is going to find a way around the number 51, he has just 4 laps in which to do it. Starter indicates it will be just 2 to go next time by. Doug Shores has stretched it out just a little bit. Holding about a 2 to 3 car length advantage now over Steve Howard. Howard with about a car and a half over Tim Maloney. White flag is out there in their last lap. Tim Maloney pressuring the 03 now. Checkered flag in the air. Doug Shores, Steve Howard, Tim Maloney, Richard Pelton, and Dennis Demers, your top 5. Runner-up Steve Howard with a great run. 3rd place, Tim Maloney. But tonight, once again, it belongs to the young man from Falmouth, Maine, driving the Ford Thunderbird. Down to collect the colors, ready to make his parade lap, Doug Shores. The number 51 is sponsored in part by Roe Ford, along with Keniston Enterprises, GNR Automotive, Whittleshore Farms, and Ricky Racing Collectibles, all helping to keep the number 51 in winning form. Well, we're going to have an opportunity to hear from tonight's feature event winner in this special Coors Light Super Sportsman 100, sponsored by the folks at Cumberland and York Distributors. Doug Shores returns the colors to flagman Eddie Walsh.
I'd like to welcome into victory lane in third place, Tim Maloney. Tim, congratulations.
Thank you. Just glad to be here.
Must be pretty good to started last, I believe, and you came all the way up through to capture third place.
Well, I'm just glad to be here. Car owner, Wayne Nelson, he's the one that's making it all possible, and the crew, they've been doing a good job. And this is for them.
Dana from Cumberland, New York is here with your third place trophy.
Congratulations, Tim. You did a great job tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tim Maloney, third place. Capturing second place in the car 03, Steve Howard. Steve, congratulations.
Thank you.
How's it feel?
Pretty good.
You tired?
Yeah.
You look tired. You got your second place trophy, Dana from Cumberland, New York.
Steve, you did a great job, too. It was a long ways different, but you made it a long run. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'd like to thank my sponsors and my crew. I haven't got much of a big crew this year, but there's Mitch Barabee and my father, and just Bracket Machine, Scarborough Auto Parts, and just everybody else that's helped me. Just thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Howard, capturing the fifth feature win of this 1993 season. Welcome into victory lane, Doug Shores.
Well, thanks. I was going good. I got to thank the crew. Wayne did a great job setting it up, and Mike and Phil and Steve Lehman, my father, and there's a whole crew that's been helping us out. And I got to thank my sponsors and everybody coming tonight. And I got to thank a good friend of mine, Gene Doe. He did a nice picture for me tonight, and I really appreciate it.
Dana from Cumberland, New York, once again with your first place presentation. Dana.
Doug, you deserve this. It was a long, hot race, 100 laps. You did a great job. And everybody from Cumberland, New York, and Coors Light congratulate you.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the 100-lap Coors Open, Doug Shores. We'll send it back upstairs to Bruce Elder. Bruce?
Thank you, Dave. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that rounds out our program. And we're glad that you chose to spend your evening with us here at the Beech Ridge Motor Speedway. Now, if you are headed home, we urge you to drive carefully on that drive home. If you'd like to stay around for a bit, the main gate